Hello and welcome to this channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the Hindu editorial analysis of continuous series of covering 24, 25, 26 in a same series, and in the next 28, 29, 30 I will cover in another video. And sorry for just taking a long break of not uploading the videos. I really apologize for it. It is very difficult to manage me. A lot of things are going there, and somehow uh, I try to make editorial, but I'm not unable to manage it. Some things I was stuck in, some my personal works also, my family's works also. So that why I was not able to continue this series. And also exams are going in 3 and 4 days. Almost 1 week, less than 1 week is left for me. And so but I think if I am not again I am not doing a 1 week, then it will be a continuous long break. It was, and I'm not able to like, the current affairs so vast that you cannot just skip all the one more than 1 week and try to cover it in a and really it is very difficult for me to just opt all the important news is in the same video of the 3 days. But it is all of the interesting and important for exam point of view. That's why I cover it. And as a I don't want to discontinue this series, so I made the 3 days of newspaper in a single video. Another 3 days I will cover in second video, so it will be uploaded soon. So stay connected for it. And I know you will already just updated with stay updated with other current affair also. But I maintaining it the series. That's why I am not I don't want to skip the April series. And April series already is, the new month is already started here. So from 1 May I will upload 1 May. I know this sequence is little bit just got disarranged, but I will arrange it. So just have a faith in me. I will try to just manage everything as soon as possible as a continuous regular series. Till now for some days just disruption in due to the exams and all, it will be come in the like it's a summary and summation of the 3 days video in a single video of 3 days of current affairs. That's why I'm thinking to manage it. So hope you understand it. And I'm cover all the like series that is important, and the continuous series, that repetition if there is anything else. So I'm not adding it. The same thing if it is repeated. And important editorials, that is I have added it in the two series. And also the next video will coming, and the Sunday editorial, it will be covering 29-30. So that I have added also the on editorial on that page. So let's start. What we are going to cover. So the front page is covering with the thought of the day, that push yourself, no one is going to do it for you. It's true. In your life, you are the only your own motivator, own supporter. Nobody is going to come and motivate you. Some other people will only motivate you for 1 day, 2 days, but for your dreams, you have to push yourself. Somehow you don't want to work, you have to push yourself. Some days are not like I'm, and I can better understand it. Some days I'm not able to want a single work, but still I manage for at least 30 minutes of work also. So let's start is with the 24, 25, 26 series of Hindu editorial. Here we'll cover first print about the Indus Treaty with the Pak put hold. Let me just choose another color. So the next is the Supreme Court tells the Tamil Nadu minister to choose between his post and freedom. Second is covering about the World Bank lowers India's fiscal year 26 growth, it forecast to 6.3%, and ground Dhurva helicopters assumed to be flying in Anantnag. Third is about the editorial when the all stresses and no place making a children anxious with a fragile mental health. Fourth one is covering the editorial about responding to the terror attack in Pahalgam and unity and resolve that India must remain focused to the face of terror. Fifth is about the DGCI. Its GCCI argue to lay down stringent guidelines to new antibiotic, and Supreme Court to examine the concerns on POSCO clause. Eighth is the next tutorial about the covering 26 is the teaching children to eat well must begin in school. Ninth one is about how it is a chance for India curative ecosystem to make a waves. So that's for today. We'll cover these all editorials in a single video. So the already the tragedy that happens in the Pahalgam attack, and after that, what are the government taking the steps like holding the Indus Water Treaty with the Pak to put on hold, and also there is a decision was also to close the integrated checkpost in Atari immediate effect. Indus Water Treaty of 1960 will be held in the abeyance immediate until the Pakistan credit facility. It's incredibly and irrevocably support for the cross terrorism. Third is that second is that he further announced Pakistani national will not permit you to travel to under the SAC visas exemption of scheme SVS. So he is not allowed to he will not allowed to travel to India under the SAC visa exemptions, and any Pakistani national current in India under SVS visa has 48 hours to leave India. So CCS has declared a military advisor in Pakistani High Commission as a person non grantee. They have a week to live in India, and India will have to try in its own defenses. It's a air advisor from commissions. Respective high commissioners are deemed to null, and 5 supporters all of services will be withdrawn. So next is the Tamil Nadu minister to choose between his post and freedom. Tamil Nadu minister for the electricity provision and exercises of a V. Senti Balaji in money laundering and linked to the cash. It's a cash for job scam, and you have to make choices between the post and your freedom. So job which are given on the cash about the promises that make to. So it choose to between the post and freedom. Next is about the World Bank lowers India fiscal year 26 forecast is to 6.3%. So in the World Bank here, there is a growth forecast. The current fiscal is 4 percentage points to 6.3. We have discussed about that, how the fiscal year changes this year, and this was ranged to 6.3% amid the global points and weaknesses in policy uncertainty. India's growth is 6.7% fiscal year 25-26, and it is disappointed to cause a slower growth in private investment, public capital expenditure. So India's growth is expected to slow from 6.5% in fiscal year 24-25 to 6.3 in 25-26. So IMF also lowered the India's GDP forecast for a current fiscal 6.2% from January estimate of 6.5%. Next is that grounded Dhruv helicopter resume the flying Anantnag. So it's a grounding of the entire fleet of indigenous advanced light helicopter. It's ALH following a crash in January, and these choppers are resumed to flying in Anantnag area of Jammu Kashmir. So executing the operation has been permissions by Union Defence Ministry. A Dhruv ALH of India's Coast Guard crashed at Porbandar in Gujarat and killing the 3 personnel boats. So it's about a 300 ALH with the 3 services, and Coast Guard were grounded for safety. It's for safety checks, and flying was yet to be resumed. Next is about all stresses and play making a children anxious with a fragile mental. So how the it's a continuous increasing the screen timing and not interacting with the environment, playing the outdoor games and only sticking to the phones led to their depression, anxiety and stress in children level, how it affecting their mental health. So writer discuss here about that situation how arises after the COVID-19, that students are strictly reliable on the online platforms for their education, for their everything is that stick to on the online mode, and this and due to the situations at that time there is no either options to continue their study, and how it led to their habits of always sticking to the online things. So the intense pressure around, so how it is created the high entrances, and how it is a conflict around technology. So spatial psychological link their health crises among teenagers, and the childhood increase the use of smartphones leading to sleep. There also sleep deprivation. It's sleep deprivation, addictions, and digital technology is a Pandora for a reviving children's brains. Parents find it difficult to put the children use of the technology. So it's a, as a parent, teenagers find it to rather the drastic and generally causing of. So it is a there is a need of a career counselors also. So there is a cheerful counters and how to increase the emotional IQ. Maybe this is not as visible, it is not clearly visible. So there is a children to rest on them fairy tales, and also to fairy tales all the materials helps to grow us intelligence, innocence, and to the. So beautiful example here writer is telling about that in a closing essay about the libraries, children reading Mahabharata Devi, that why the why girls out, and the India's languages, and by Girish Kannad. So they are most reliable on the stories, fairy tales, for their mental ability, also for interacting moment, for taking the self decisions, and how it limited how the digital technology sometimes limited their uh, thinking ability also. The next is about how writer how telling about the responding to the terror attack in Pahalgam. So the terrorist attack in Pahalgam and Jammu Kashmir is not just of brutality, it is calculated in a political signals, carefully timed and deliberately causes strategic disruptions coming days. Like the attack, it's a diplomatic and foreign policy imaginations. The attacks took place in Baisram and sorry just an alpine meadow, which often described as a mini Switzerland. The incident that taken place here, the peoples go there and many movies are shoot there, like many movies, and that was also termed as a mini Switzerland. So the attack take place in a already told about. So it reflect the massive intelligence failure, lowering of security, visual troubling, deeply troubling. Pahalgam is a tourist hub, gateway of also the Amarnath Shrine. Yeah, there was also one more article about Amarnath, and that I will cover in the next tutorial. So gateway of the Amarnath Yatra, and the responsibility of Pahalgam terror attack beneath the claim, the resistant front priority. It's a Lashkar-e-Taiba deeply embedded within it, and crafting the response here. The policy continually responding to across the treated episodically, and also the condemnation is necessary for insufficient the imperative deterrence, and the difficulty in the course of the crafting, its inability to for a Pakistan to understand. Let me one just the picture was so like not clearly visible, so it was so small, so I added another. So that to understand why Pakistan resorts such as the act, we must have an internal dynamic state, and Pakistan is deeply unstable, unlikely the precedent through also. The former ISI chief and deeply embedded within the Pakistan military intelligence, and also reestablishing the differences why deterrents are maybe reestablished also. It is important to say clearly that these people, Kashmiris, conflict, the violences and education, better jobs, future beyond the sympathy for tourists is both uh, is a factually wrong and strategically dangerous. Moving to the next is about the DCI urged to lay down stringent guidelines on use of antibiotics. So infectious disease expert has been flagged an antibiotic leading it to the losing its efficacy, and controller central of a DCI to be urged lay down the strict pathways. Abdul Ghaffar, infectious disease specialist founder, EMR declared Rajiv Singh talk about the disease. It's a cephalosporin avibactam, one of the most potent antibiotic. It's remember the this antibiotic. one of the most potent antibiotics currently available in the armamentarium, rapidly losing its efficacy due to extensive irrational and controlled use. So the last line of antibiotic, it is used as a targeted therapy for gram-negative infections, and to overcome this, the azithromycin is often added to the cefoxitisomine. Avibactam, unfortunately, has now been emerged as a it's a irrational use. So problem is explain why DGCI has licensed the drug. Next is the Supreme Court examines the concerns of POSCO. So it's a prevention of a protection of a children from a sexual offences is leading the criminalization of the young and poses a threat to the fundamental right as a health of adolescent girl. So appearing before the benches, Justice Bikram Nath and Justice Sandeep Mehta Curie. So the Luthra said the age of consent raised from 1816 to 18 in 2012 with the POSCO Act, and this led to the situation where knowledge is eventually sexual activity between the juvenile is required to report it. So it's create an army of criminals, and Mr. Jazing submitted, and it's a doctor are being penalized on the ground what they are knowledge but didn't report to the police about the sexual activities, and the doctor whom has a juvenile approaches for a medical care has report to sexual activity to police even if say there is a no voluntary. In such situation, juvenile would turn to quacks and endanger their health. So court said that there is a serious and relevant issues and schedule on a detailed hearing, and it's a hearing, and the Solicitor General Aishwarya Bharti, if required, the Attorney General of India issues. So legislation is mandatory reporting a sexual activity under the Section 19 of POSCO Act to prioritize the timely intervention and protection of children. So this is moving to the next editorial. How the tension is gripping the local amid and crackdown on militants. So this anti-military operation in Kashmir valleys and houses of the two local and LOC at the same places in Jammu and Kashmir. So the contact was still established, and firefights said the operation is in the progress, and army said there was a one militant was killed in operation. So army says it is effectively responded. Small arms firing allowed the LOC bus houses of two persons linked to Pahalgam attack, damage and blast during searches. Next is the misuse of Waqf laws led to the amendment center informed Supreme Court. So there is a leading to the 116% rise in Waqf India between the 2013 and 24, and it's matched even in the Mughal period. So this was a part of a central response of a petitioner challenging to the it's a constitutionally of the Waqf Amendment Act 2025. So after the amendment brought 2013, there is a 116% of Waqf areas, and if submitted to the right before Mughal era, pre-independent, post-independent, the total is created 18,000. It's 18 lakh 29. That's more than 18 crore, I think. 29 lakh 163 87 96 crore of land. After the amendment brought the year 2013, there is a 116% in the Waqf assets area center said. Next is the former ISRO chairman Kasturi Ranjan dies at 84. Eighth, the teaching children to eat well must begin in school. So next editorial is about the teaching children to eat well must begin in school. So there is a United National General Assembly. It's a Nutrition for Growth N4G Summit. It was also a time of United Nutrition General Assembly, it's UNGA, to announcement the extension of United Nations to decade for a nutrition decade or of time frame. It's a 2026. It's 16 to 25. So to 230. So there was a time frame between it. So this could be a turning point in the nutrition modeling to accelerate the progress to shift why people eat and how they eat and why they eat, especially it contests to children. So for a global nutrition, the rightly focus is like there is a 1000 days of life from conception of 2 year age as a critical window to prevent malnutrition. These include 4000 days of matter just as much. Good nutrition is during the phase can help to children catch up on their growth. Uh, Side event is the Paris Summit has learned to eat well, so diverse diets and youth as the agents of changes made this point too loud clear. So changing world is today's children. It's about ordered or delivered to outdoor and heavily marketed. Choosing what to eat become increasingly complex. So importance of it's a dietary diversity is that eating a variety of food to eat all the nutrients body dietary global indicator under the sustainable development and 10 groups to eat last 24 hours. Poor diets are linked to the malnutritions, childhood obesities, chronic disease such as uh, diabetes, mental health issues. So this must be eat well properly to act well. So it's a learning resource make it even harder, and this is why we need to structure an age appropriate curriculum that goes beyond. Such curriculum could over cover everything that human body works, and there is a it must be a part of school. That this means having a weekly lesson with a age appropriate well designed learning material supported by a healthier schools like it's a canteens, kitchen gardens, simple cooking, real life experiences, children building lasting knowledge, habits, values, and around the food. So in India, National Education Policy and School Health Wellness Program have created a room for such integrated learning sessions, resources, properly trained teachers. So children must be knowingly that learners but also show a key influencers with right knowledges tools can influence their families and also. So if you want to raise a generation that is healthier, more it's compensate and better prepared for future, we must start by making uh, learning to eat well part of every children education starting today. Next is a chance for India's creative ecosystem to make waves. Next is the how the India's creative ecosystem make waves. So there is a place of global trade tariffs and the stock markets volatility. India shines as a resilient economy. So marking a global economy, here is the India is the home to burgeoning population. Young creator across of field, various fields such as film, music, art, technology. Notably, the Namit Malhotra, DNG, the visualized effect of animation studio demonstrated groundbreaking VFY, an Oscar-winning success of Dune 2. It's Dune 2. And this marked the India's seventh Oscar victory and the evolution of from traditional making the digital production showcase the country capability in creating a world-class content. So Waves Accelerator is the WebEx, part of a government of India. It's a World Audio Visual Entertainment Summit Wave 2025. Aims to connect a young creator with the industry and learner to foster startup growth. So it's a schedule in a May 25 in a Mumbai. Waves seeks to enhance the M&E startup ecosystem, providing mentorship, finding global opportunities. So the sector is projected to grow to 24 22 billion in 23 and 306 billion by 27. So despite challenges gaining recognitions, Waves offers a platform for emerging startups, showcase the global investor. It's a lapping studios, Viger media, fostering. It's creating a environment, dynamic and competitive startup environment. So it's a launchpad of international success. Vivix directly addresses the barrier capital, only financial support but also structure just for 10,000 reason. Understand. So as a supporter of the through initiatives such as the Museum of Art and Photography, it's a map, and Science and Gallery Bangalore believe that there's a nation culture rooted in India, and India which thrives on a synergy of our demographic advantages, technological, cultural heritage also, with a storytelling tradition that spans centuries. How it's a global creative powerhouse house and a catalyst for a creative startup is Webex is a poised to tap into supporting startups. Areas such as animations, AI, augmented reality, virtual reality, AR, VR, gaming, and metaverse. So these are the creative starts, a catalyst for a creative starts. Uh, so more than a 4,500 sellers and a 5,900 buyers register Webix Bazaar to connect the Indian startups. Waves also campaign the innovation beyond traditional media, AI driven. So a vision for future is creating energy find its creator for today and visionaries cost of tomorrow. Today the waves are not only investing startup but also investing in storytelling, self-expression and creative the economy that will define the further whether it's a biotech lab, digital studio, transform how the world consume entertainment, education, culture. The impact initiative will go far beyond, and India's movement led to global creative world and how the world boundless power of imagination. Ahead of assembly poll, Bihar cabinet increased subsidy for power consumer by 652 crore. So Bihar cabinet chaired by Chief Minister CM Nitish Kumar on Friday rain. It's there is a Friday section 15,995 crore as a subsidy under the is a Mukhyamantri Vidyut Upbhokta Sahayota Yojana in 25-26. So there is 652 crore amount is more than previous allocations. So Thermal Power Corporation through the Energy Reserve of India and 34 decisions approved by the cabinet. And cabinet gives carry out the pre-feasible study to start commencing operations 6 towns Madhubani, Bihar, Birpur, Munger, Valmiki Nagar. So this is it's basically 2.41 crore has been sanctioned. Khelo India Games also the elections is going to Bihar, so there is some schemes also implementing before election. These things are happening. It's normal. So almost covered the 3 days for only covering the important aspects of regarding the exams point of view, schemes and some editorials that I don't want to left it because maybe can be asked and if I will make the video, this video will remain till our mains exam. It was also helpful in mains exam if some how we want some points and ideas for it. That's why I'm creating these videos. Just go through it sometime if you found it important. So let's have a summary and end this session. So front page is covering about Indus Treaty with a park put on hold as Supreme Court tell the Tamil Nadu minister to choose business post in freedom. Second is about the World Bank lowers India's fiscal growth to 6.3% and grounded Dhruva helicopter resume of flying in Anantnag. Third is about the all stresses and no play making children anxious with fragile mental health. Fourth is about the responding to terror attack in Pahalgam. Fifth is about the DGCI to lay down the stringent on guidelines on use of new antibiotic and Supreme Court to examine the concerns on POSCO clause. Sixth, we cover the next editorial about the tension grips in LOC amid crackdown militants and misuse of Waqf law. Seventh, about the ahead assembly. Okay, this part was missing there. Okay, just let me read this part. Next is the teaching children to eat well must begin in school. 8th is about the chance for India's creative ecosystem. And last one is about the assembly polls in Bihar about cabinet increase subsidy. So these we are covered today. Tomorrow I will come with the next 3-day tutorial that is missing here. I don't want a video to be too long. That's it. Already not want to be make it boring and too long. That's I just want a second part. We will it will also be 30 minutes. Here we'll just cover the important aspects and from the in May month maybe it can be come in the like a revision series and in the like 3-day summation series. But after I got time, I will make a regular series. So just till now just have a stay connected through these videos and just give me a feedback and suggestion that what I can add more and what are the some other ways that I can create more like productive things in a very very less span of time. So just give me a feedback suggestion. It will just improve try help me to improve me lot. So thank you for today. I know, just don't try to take a break from anything. Just it's very take a long time to continue the series, so it's very bad to discontinue anything. And I was missing this series, that's why I'm not able to resist to upload the series in the I think that I waited for the weekend, but I don't want to just create a more more timing in the. So thank you. Stay connected, study hard. It's a very crucial time is going on, so just stay connected to the video if you found it important. Good night.